Is Gachiakuta going to be the next big anime? This is the question everyone has been asking themselves since the anime was announced for 2025. So many amazing manga have turned into anime this year. Free Rent, Delicious in Dungeon, Kaiju number 8, we are eating good. But more of them are also coming out. Dandadan is almost here and Sakamoto Days will be here in just a few months. But while all this was happening, another manga called Gachiakuta was slowly gaining popularity until it suddenly took the manga community by storm. More and more chapters, more and more videos, more and more comment sections full of passionate fans hyping it up. And if the hype is real, Gachiakuta could become one of the best anime we have seen in years. So today, I'm going to find out if Gachiakuta has what it takes to become the next big anime, and I'll even show you the 3 things the manga does the best. Okay, so you live in this really beautiful city that's actually on top of this like massive cliff, and one day this weird masked person shows up, goes to your house, meets the only person who loves you on earth, and yeah. So the people of the city find out and they say, hey, you did this. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Okay, prove it. Yes, you did. And what do they do to punish a little boy with 0 proof? They throw you off a cliff. Of course. And you discover that there's this massive desert made of the trash people throw down there. But weirdly enough, there are people living here and they're so much kinder. I mean, most of them. That's when you join this group that defends the cities in this desert. Your goal? To get revenge for everything. We are on chapter 1, and did you see how amazing the art looks? Okay, let me ask you. Are you someone who rarely takes the time to actually look at manga art? If yes, don't worry about it. I'm genuinely exactly like that. But have you ever read a manga where your eyes just felt like forced to watch the manga art because it had such a unique style? That's kind of the experience I had with Gachiakuta. But let me show you some actual examples. Okay, can you see how insane this character looks? Like, I mean, obviously he's a human being, but there's such a unique style. And I mean, look, that's him again just a couple of pages later. So you're getting like awesome panels like these all the time. And it somehow gets even better. Dude, can you see all the freaking details, like the eyebrows and the eyes and her nails? I mean, I love the attention to small details with this one, honestly. But surely the backgrounds can't look that good. Are you kidding me? I already had the first volume. I don't need the second one. I don't need the second one. The art style is the first thing that Gachiakuta does the best. And I mean, it's cool if the art style looks unique, but there are so many anime out there that look significantly worse than the manga. And if that's what happens with Gachiakuta, I do not think is going to be the next big anime. And I promise you that this is exactly what I thought until I saw this anime. Okay, so in the manga, this panel already looks pretty intense, but look at how awesome they made it look in the anime. I love how they made his face look here compared to the manga. They did such a good job. Okay, and how about these crazy looking faces? I mean, it's pretty amazing, right? The manga I just showed you is Fire Force, and the anime does such an amazing job adapting these weird, crazy parts of the manga. This means that if Gachiakuta can do what Fire Force did and really go all in with the super abstract and weird visuals, the anime could look beautiful. And here's the amazing part. Kei Urana, the person making Gachiakuta, used to be an assistant on Fire Force. And that's exactly why the art styles of Fire Force and Gachiakuta look kinda similar, especially when it comes to characters. And if the Fire Force anime was able to do such a good job with the art style, I think Gachiakuta will be able to do it as well. But here's the thing, the art can be good, but if Gachiakuta wants to be the next big battle shonen, it needs good battles. Otherwise, it's like playing a video game with amazing graphics, but the gameplay is terrible. And no one likes that. But don't you worry, because the fights in Gachiakuta are going to shock you. Oh, look at this freaking claw weapon, and all the attacks as well are just and the thing is, there are so many other weapons as well, so I don't know, it's amazing. And that is not the only part of the fights that looks really cool. The thing is, this manga is already so good at the weapon fights, but I mean, can we just talk about the hand-to-hand fights? Look at all these moves. And only a few pages later, this girl was just in one of the coolest fist fights and she was like, I'm done with this. I'm donezo. If you enjoy fights in anime or manga, you are going to love Gachiakuta, because this is easily one of the things it does the best. And that's because Kei Rana just has this way of drawing action that makes every panel look really dynamic. Look, I don't know anything about art, but check this out. Dude, look at this character charging his attack before flying into the enemy and just smashing him into the ground. It is awesome. And the poses are so cool as well. I mean, you know what? Honestly, if Sakamoto Days is the John Wick of manga, I think that this one is really giving the Spider-Man of manga. But even though the fights are the second thing Gachiakuta does the best, there are so many anime out there that just ruin the fights from the manga. I mean, just look at Seven Deadly Sins, for example. So how the heck can this be the next big anime if something like this happens? And that's exactly what I thought until I found this. Okay, so this is Soul Eater, and this is the first fight in the entire series. I mean, can you see how incredible the choreography is? And this was made in 2004, by the way. Okay, and this is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and to me, what's super underrated about this is, like, they're really good at weapon fights, but can we talk about how good they are at hand-to-hand fighting as well? And this started in 2009 as well, by the way. I mean, okay, this is My Hero Academia, and I just don't have anything to say. Look at how ridiculously amazing this looks. And this was made in 2017, so years ago as well. But why did I show you these three animes specifically? Well, the truth is, these fight scenes came out such a long time ago, and if the fight scenes in the Gachiakuta anime can look as good as those ones, I mean, we're cooking. We're cooking. And here's the amazing part. All of these anime were made by the same studio. It's a studio called Bones, and it's also the studio making the Gachiakuta anime. So imagine what could happen if this studio full of, like, really talented people use the same techniques and technology we have access to, and that's made stuff like Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen. That would make Gachiakuta, like, yeah, I don't even have words for it, honestly. It would be so good. But there's one last thing that Studio Bones needs to do. And if they can do it, this could genuinely take the Gachiakuta anime from good to the next big thing. Check this out. If you told me about a trash desert before I read this manga, I genuinely don't think I could have even imagined it. And the amazing thing about Gachiakuta is that you get to see it in the first chapter. Imagine living in a desert that's not made of sand, but of trash that randomly falls from the sky. You know, while you're chilling, just doing your thing, you're attacked by these massive trash monsters that look like the intense version of any animal you've ever seen. But you manage to run away because, you know, you're built different. So you're chilling again until you realize you can't breathe here and you need a mask. Otherwise, you're pretty much donezo in like 15 minutes-ish. And even though that's already pretty insane, there are so many more places to visit than just this desert. Graffiti City with some of the coolest artwork I've ever seen? Check. The inside of a literal trash dragon? Check. A jungle? Wait, what, that's it? Check. Okay, so the world building part of Gachiakuta is amazing, but if the environments are so detailed, how are they meant to make a good anime out of it? Because there are a bunch of anime out there that have completely terrible looking backgrounds. And I think that to answer that question, we need to look at the king of anime itself. The 7 deadly. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I'm gonna show you 3 places and you have to try to guess what anime they're from. Okay, so here are the 3 places. Do you know what anime they're from? Okay, but what about these 3 places? The truth is, they are all from the same series, because when it comes to making every environment feel unique, there's one anime that does it better than almost every other one, and it's One Piece. Have you ever had that feeling when you discover a new place in an anime and you feel all excited because you're starting a new adventure and you just want to discover more and more? I personally think that this is one of the things that makes anime so awesome. And for Gachiakuta to be an incredible anime, they need to do what One Piece does so well. They need to nail how each environment looks and make the world building feel satisfying. And of course, One Piece is special, but I genuinely believe that the Gachiakuta anime can do this because there are so many really creative people working behind it, and you can feel that. Every time I go to the comment section of a Gachiakuta video, there are so many people saying that as soon as they see the word, the name of this manga, they click. And honestly, dude, I get it. This manga genuinely feels like the real successor of Soul Eater and Fire Force. And it also feels like it's just made by manga royalty. And most importantly, regardless of if you like it or if you don't like it, it really feels like it was made with heart and passion. And I think that's exactly why so many people fell in love with it. Gachiakuta is so cool because it feels like Hirana's way to say thank you to Atsushi Okubo, the author of Soul Eater and Fire Force, who was also a mentor. I don't think it's a coincidence that the main character has so many role models in the manga. Gachiakuta shows that having good role models is so important because they provide guidance, inspiration, and a clear example. However, just like Hirana, it is so important to know when to spread your own wings. Know when it's time to step away from your role models and do your thing. And if Studio Bones manages to put all of this stuff into an anime, I think we might have something special in our hands, guys. Really special.